Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Frank. And as a lot of us are making the transformation into the digital realm, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do I get noticed? How do I grow my following? How do I grow my engagement and visibility on social media? Well, when I first started years ago, nobody knew who the heck I was. And I'm going to share with you a few little secrets on how to grow your following and your visibility on social media. Peace. I decided to start a digital marketing agency years ago. It was scary. Nobody knew who I was. I'm wondering, is anybody going to listen to what the heck I have to say? I had no connections on social media except for, friends and family following me on Facebook. And I was like, all right, so how am I going to grow my following here? Well, I chose Twitter to basically grow my following, to grow my visibility, my presence. That was my social media platform of choice. But this can really be applied to many different type of social media platforms. So I came up with an easy way to remember all of these components of the advice I'm about to give you. Just think of A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So hopefully you do know A, E, I, O, U, all the vowels, and that's going to help you remember a lot of these different components. So component number one, identify. So all right, you need to identify what are the needs or the interests of your target market. What are they actually interested in? Now, for me, I wanted to reach CEOs and decision makers. So for me, it was things that had to do with business, with keeping your business going, such as how to hire the right people, how to be a good leader, maybe some tips on, whether you should be an S Corp or C Corp, an LLC, anything that really had to do with keeping your business sustainable. So that's what I did. I identified what their interests were or their needs, and I sought out to find content that would support and answer those questions. So that brings us to A, address. You need to address those concerns, those needs, those challenges of your target market. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can do that through short videos like this. You can go out and curate content, so find it from reputable sources like Inc., Entrepreneur, Forbes, Business Weekly. Now, mind you, I'm a marketer. And I barely even mentioned anything that had to do with marketing because I wanted to get the interests of my target market and address their challenges by finding reputable sources that they would find reputable to address a lot of these challenges. So A, you need to address those. Remember, the Pareto principle is not always about you. 80% them, 20% you. All right. So I want to get this beautiful scenery behind me. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Ducks are out. Anyway, so let's talk about E. Engage. You need to engage your audience. You just can't put stuff out there and kind of ignore them. I mean, how would you feel if you're putting stuff out there and nobody's talking to you? It's not a good feeling, right? So you got to make sure that you are going to engage. When they like your stuff, share it. Ask them a question, things like that. Any way that you can get them to open up two-way communication. And on social media, that's getting easier and easier through things like direct messaging on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook. I mean, it's really simple. Even LinkedIn, InMail, comments, things like that. All right. So you want to make sure that you're engaged. Just don't post it and forget it. So E. So we just talked about E, engage. Now the next step would be O. Always be on. You have to be on. That means be consistent. All right. I hear a lot of people say, you know what? I'm going to post 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 1 time on a social media platform. Honestly, I feel like that's a little bit too little. Actually, the latest report shows that posting 5 times a day on Facebook gets you the highest engagement. That doesn't mean I'm saying, hey, post 5 times a day on Facebook, but you probably should post more than once a week. But you have to be on and you have to be consistent. That is key because nobody likes a business owner that is not consistent. It's basically saying, you know what, I'm just going to do this 1 time and forget about it, and they're probably going to treat my business the same way. So make sure you're always consistent. Always on. That's O. Okay, we're down to the final letters, and that is U and sometimes Y. I'm going to bring those two together. I'm going to put those two together. U. Be yourself, which can also be Y. Be yourself. Be yourself. just be natural. In my recent class, a lot of my students who've been doing a social media marketing project noticed that when they posted more personal content, when they did videos that were like unedited, their engagement went up. You know why? Because people want to see the real you. Times have changed. Times have changed from just being straight-laced IBM, white shirt, black tie. Those days are gone. People want to see the real you, and they want to do business with the real you. So be yourself. As you can see, I'm looking everywhere. I'm out here. I'm walking around. That's me. I do not like to sit behind a desk and do videos. Now, sometimes I have to, but I'm like, you know what? I want to get out. I want to get a walk. I want to see some nice scenery, breathe some fresh air. I like to be on the go. That's me. That's how I roll. That's how I do it. So be yourself. Don't always try to have that polished look. Okay? Be real. Be genuine. Okay? So anyway, that is really what helped me grow from having 0 followers to over 4,000. And now probably between all of my accounts, I have about 12,000 now. You know what? That's not it's not like a great, like you're looking at these influencers have tens of thousands. But you know what? For a guy my age, that's actually pretty good. And for a CEO of a small marketing agency, that's really not bad. So think about that. Just follow AEIOU, not necessarily in that order. Try it. It will work, and you'll probably be surprised at the results. All right? Everybody take care. Be safe. Peace, and God bless.